Hey guys, getting straight back in. Here I'm doing the other side of the main street. This building was based on a Cinnabon, which is a bakery kind of shop. I kind of like the way they use the colours, the blues and the beiges. So I was just playing around with a few of the scenery pieces to see if I could kind of get something going on here. This side of the main street is not as detailed as the other side. It's not really my best work, I would say, but it definitely does the job as filling up the main street. I really did struggle with this side. I think that's kind of always what happens to me with main streets. I do one side and I'm really happy with it, and then the other side I'm always like, don't know what to build. So here I was just kind of building and hoping for the best. It turns out okay. I'll leave you to watch what I build with this main street, and once I finish with these buildings I shall come back and let you know what we're doing next, which will be starting with a go-kart track. So I'll talk to you then. So I'm just adding the last little few bits to this building, the roof. I did actually cut some footage out. I put some shops inside the buildings. I mean, some of the little bitty bits where I connect all the underground pipes up to the delivery place. I don't really think you need to see all that because it's very boring. So I kind of cut a lot of that kind of stuff out, and I mean, placing shops is just placing shops. So they're just inside that building there, and I put some doors on the back for the staff so they can deliver the goods in through the back way. So here we go, onto this go-kart track. Now this is not really something I build very often. I kind of stay away from doing go-kart tracks for some reason, I don't really know why. This one's quite a simple one, just a very basic shape, but I think it'd be cool to have a go-kart track in this park. Maybe as an extra kind of attraction that you would pay for, so it's not necessarily included in the park admission price. I wanted this go-kart track to be somewhat realistic, with having like a pit stop area kind of thing, where the stored go-karts that aren't in use could be. I mean, obviously the go-kart track has this permanent border, so that I cannot get rid of, unfortunately. But I tried to put some path covers down in the inside there and try and match the colour as best I can to the tarmac on the go-kart track. I think I kind of make it look like what it's supposed to, which is the aim of the game. So just outlining the white border there just to make it match again. And then this was really painstaking work to place down these tyres. It took forever. I was trying to use the grid to make it as easy as possible. That's why there's quite a bit of a gap in between some of them. But I wasn't really too prepared to sit down and place every single one like off grid perfectly around this track, because not even I really enjoy doing that. So just adding in some around the pillars there to stop the cars from bumping into things they shouldn't be. I think if you have an area in the park that you're not quite sure what to do with, I think just plopping down a go-kart track there is kind of cool, really fills an area. I mean, I could have done more of a fancy one and had like some helixes and things going up and down or something, but I wasn't really sure how much of this area I wanted to take up, because I didn't know what I was going to build next. So I think keeping a small one was quite nice. So now I'm just trying to kind of block the go-kart track from the backstage area. I kind of do this just with using a fence and some foliage. I don't need to completely cover that backstage area, but I think it's nice to have some sort of a divide between the two, so that people in the park can really feel like they're inside of a park and not see the bits that go on outside. So as you know, in the new update, there was some new foliage like the cactuses, and there's one of the green cactus plants that I think is really cool. I just kind of use it for bushes, even though it's a cactus, and that would have been perfect here to add some extra different kind of colours within the foliage with a lighter green inside of this track here. I will go back and add those in when I've kind of gone back around the park with the new update. Obviously, as I said in the last episode, these are recorded about 4 weeks early than I put them out, so that's why those plants aren't actually in the game yet, and that's why I'm not using them. So I'm just going to continue this fence that I made in the last episode as well, or the episode before. It's just some beams placed on the diagonal to give the look of a diagonal fence, and it is something that I use throughout this area of the park just to make it all tie in together. So now here's something I was trying to experiment with. I wanted to make lockers. This is for the coaster that's next door to this go-kart track, the Flying Cobras. I could just use some vent pieces and just kind of see what I came up with. I used the flagpole toppers here, as I coloured them black and made them look like, I don't know, key holes or where you open the locker. I think they kind of look okay. It'd be cool if there was like a locker mod that I could use. Or even if the game had like a locker feature, that'd be cool, where the guests can put their things before they ride. I don't know if that's really possible though to do, but it would be cool. So I'm just going to finish up the front of the entrance to the coaster I built. I'm going to add the same little logo that I used on the front of the station, which is completely random. I kind of wanted I know how coasters sometimes have like warning signs outside and like a height thing to see if you're tall enough to ride. So here I'm trying to build like a height thing where the red part is where you should be if you're tall enough to ride. Then I was experimenting with some road signs to see what looked kind of best as a warning sign. Ended up using this bus stop kind of sign and covering that part of the top just to make it look a bit more real. I didn't want that to be like the H on there. Made a little arrow out of some wooden pieces and add some rocks for foliage just to make it a bit more interesting around that area. And that is kind of the front of this ride done. I know I said back along I was going to do a fast pass queue for this ride. I kind of gave up on that idea with this attraction. Maybe some of the older attractions in the park maybe wouldn't have the fast pass option, and maybe this is one of the older rides, seen as it is an aerodynamics attraction. But some of the newer rides in the park that I build will have the fast pass kind of queue thing going on. So I'll leave you now to watch these screenshots. Please comment, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.